What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Show back with another video, and today we're talking about, the game everybody's been waiting for since it ever, got teased. Breath of the Wild 2. Now, let me tell you my little story about the original Breath of the Wild. Like, whenever everybody was playing it on Switch, I didn't have a Switch at the time. I didn't really care about it, to be honest with you. I didn't care about any Zelda game. And, in fact, the only Zelda game I played before that was Twilight Princess. Now, Nintendo knows this is a highly requested game, yet they really haven't shown much information about it, and I kind of understand, because at the end of the day, you really don't want to spoil your, great game. It's like, at this point, Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be great. The first one was such a great series in general. Like, the first one itself set a gold standard, and if they have that game, basically that game how it is now, with extra story and more story and a whole completely different story, then it'll be crazy. And with the original game being done and the original villain being done, it's definitely curious to see who we're gonna be fighting in this one. I heard it's actually gonna be a new villain entirely, but like I was saying, I really don't know, because to me, this is like my first game in the franchise. While I might have played Twilight Princess, I didn't play it that much, and I didn't actually own the system to play it that much. So, I mean, it's something that I definitely look forward to in terms of Breath of the Wild 2. I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't want Breath of the Wild 2? At this point. But that game itself, even though it's so different from the core Zelda experience, it really changed the way I really look at all these different Zelda games now. I started going back and playing, Majora's Mask and stuff. Just playing a lot of the other different Zeldas. And even though they are in a totally different format than Breath of the Wild, I have got to say, I've been enjoying it quite a bit. And, just going back and playing some of the older ones. So, I definitely say that I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to experience more of the franchise and start to enjoy more of the franchise. Now, the crazy thing is, right, I don't actually know what to expect in Breath of the Wild 2. I've seen the couple of trailers and stuff that they dropped, and I've seen all of that, but I don't really know what to expect. So I can't really say, hey, I'm expecting this to be like, you fight this guy, you fight that guy. To be honest with you, I don't really know, But I do know this. Everybody's waiting for the game. Everybody's ready for the game, and at this point, we definitely want to see something that even alludes to it being dropped in 2021. Alright, so let's talk about the actual prequel. So if guys don't know, they actually had a prequel, which is basically like a Hyrule Warriors type game, but it's in the style of Breath of the Wild, and it's really actually pretty good. Now, this Calamity game is actually really interesting. Like, I really am a big fan of it, because I'm a fan of Dynasty Warriors in general. I feel like Dynasty Warriors is really adaptable, and as you've seen, can be used in any franchise. So they've really been making a lot of money, like the people who developed that engine, just because they've made a lot of games based off that engine. I mean, even though the gameplay loop itself is repetitive, it's meant to be repetitive, so it might not be for everybody. Even if you're a fan of Breath of the Wild, you might not really get into it like that. So I mean, granted, it's not the best game. Now, as far as the release date, I gotta say, I think it might release in 2021, maybe in the holidays 2021. Because we haven't really heard much about it. Like I said, the teaser trailer, and I'm thinking it might actually release. Now, granted, a lot of games get pushed back these days. And with that being said, I'm gonna ask you guys a question. If you made it this far in the video, what would you like to see in you Zelda fans? What would you like to see in Breath of the Wild 2? Because me personally, I can't really say I want to see this, I want to see that. I don't really know much about the franchise. I know that I love Breath of the Wild 1. I got a Switch, and it took me a minute to actually get Breath of the Wild 1, because I honestly felt like I never wanted to play it. You just feel like sometimes certain games aren't for you, but they really are. Certain games are really amazing. You just have to try them, have to give them a chance. And my friends, they held the game in such high regard, I actually bought like the $80 version. If you guys don't know what the $80 version is, it's basically with the season pass in the actual game, and it was actually crazy. I mean, I bought the DLC, I bought pretty much everything for the entire game. I went out on a real ledge here and just bought all this stuff. Alright, so that's pretty much gonna wrap up the video, guys. It was just a short video talking about Breath of the Wild 2. So, for all you dedicated fans out there, and hopefully, I haven't offended you guys by calling you guys dedicated fans. Let me know what you would like to see in Breath of the Wild 2. What you would like to see different for Breath of the Wild 1. Because, there was some things. The game wasn't perfect for me. You know, there's some things that I didn't like, but mostly the game was an absolute masterpiece. So with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next video.